Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Okay. The hell is going on? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? That was aggressive. That was pretty aggressive. Alright, I don't know what the hell is going on, but spam dislikes for no reason? Like, come on, guys. The most toxic category I've seen on YouTube. I don't even know what I would put this in. Entertainment? I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. I'll just keep it. We'll put it there. We'll put it there. You alright, dude? You alright, dude? This is kind of weird. What the hell is going on right now? All the toxic weirdos. All the toxic weirdos are coming out on YouTube tonight. Weird. Weird. Alright, so today we are going to watch, let's see. I don't know which one to watch. I think we're gonna watch this one. Today we're gonna watch a JCS criminal psychology video. It's called What Pretending to Be Crazy Looks Like. I've noticed that a few other streamers have reacted to this before. So I wanted to check it out. I have not seen it at all. And we're gonna go ahead and give it a watch. See what all the fuss is about. Yeah. Let me pause this music real quick. And we will get right into it. Alright. What pretending to be crazy looks like. Nope. There we go.
This is 26-year-old Dawson McGee, sitting in a police interrogation room in the early hours of a Tuesday morning. The Monday night before, he stabbed his own mother to death for asking him to move out of the house and get a job. Dawson is unaware that he is being recorded on a hidden camera. In 3 seconds from now, he will hear the sound of the door being opened by a detective. And at that exact moment, you will see a remarkably noticeable switch in his demeanor.
What the hell?
We've got something we want to talk to you about. We want to talk to you about what happened to your mom.
What the heck?
What happened to my mom?
Well, you tell me.
People called me and said something happened at home to Mom. They were very bad. What happened to my mom?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
What the heck?
I was waiting for that brother and sister to tell me.
Okay. Well, so, well,
Yo,
was
A1
your
acting.
sister home this weekend?
A1 acting. I'll give him that.
I'm supposed to have an attorney?
If you want one.
Am I supposed to have an, I should request an attorney.
Well, that's up to you if you like one. But I mean, we'd like to talk to you.
You're supposed to have an attorney. Go on, let's do it. I would offer, I would ask for an attorney.
You want to ask for an attorney?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would come as no surprise that a judge deemed him fit to stand trial. A jury then found him legally sane, and he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his mother, all of which was in spite of a continuous charade of mental illness similar to the one you see here. Dawson clearly believed that his passage through the legal system would somehow be easier if he were presumed insane, which is a naive yet somewhat common misconception that many suspects make when facing serious charges. They have this notion that a plea of insanity would either lower the severity of their punishment or liberate them from it altogether, that instead of being sent to prison, they would simply be released back into society, perhaps with a free psychotherapeutic program to attend on the weekends. This is, of course, a far cry from reality. In the United States, if you're found responsible for a serious offense, but also found not guilty of the crime by reason of insanity, you will be institutionalized at a high-security psychiatric facility. These institutions are without question some of the darkest and most disturbing places in the system. And if you're not actually suffering from the crippling effects of mental illness, living in this type of environment will be a mentally agonizing experience. The foresight of what occurs inside these units would make the majority wish to avoid them. But once you are in, it is very hard to get out, and you will have to serve the same, if not a greater amount of time than you would have had to serve at a regular prison. So to put it briefly, if you commit a serious offense and then pretend to be crazy in order to get away with it, your life from that point forward will be an extremely dark and uncomfortable existence whether you manage to fool the system or not. But there is one benefit, which is the elimination of capital punishment. The United States cannot execute someone deemed insane during the time of their offense, which is the only conceivable reason a defendant would cling to this narrative even after knowing what lies ahead should it succeed. And this happens to be a notion that ties in closely to the primary subject of this video. It will focus on one particular individual whose interrogation footage is so fraught with blatant trickery that most of the segments presented to you won't even need suggestive commentary. You can simply observe and judge for yourself whether you see authentic behavior or not. But before showing you what pretending to be crazy looks like, we'll briefly show you a genuine case of the criminally insane, or at least a far more convincing one. This is 18-year-old Jared Murray, a freshman at East Central University in Oklahoma. On a Wednesday evening in December, he asked fellow student Gennaro Sanchez for a ride to Walmart. Once they got there, Murray pulled out a handgun and made Gennaro drive to an isolated country road where he shot him twice in the head. He then attempted to hitchhike to Canada, but was soon apprehended by police on the side of the road. He immediately confessed to the crime once apprehended, and was then interrogated by the arresting officer.
I went down to his dorm room and asked if I could be given a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20 gas money.
So he took you to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
And did you both go in?
No, we did not go in, sir.
Okay, and why not?
We pulled into the parking lot, then I pulled the weapon on him and demanded that he take me to Asher, Oklahoma, sir.
Okay, and why did all of a sudden did you decide that you needed to go to Asher?
Because I was planning to take him out into the country and kill him.
Okay. Did he say anything?
He panicked, wanted to pull out his phone. I yanked the phone out of his hand, and then he panicked some more, kept telling me not to kill him. To make him feel more comfortable, I unloaded the clip, unloaded the bullet from the chamber, handed them over to him, and that eased his nerves a little. Then I pulled a second clip out of my pocket and set it on my lap.
And so you're driving east, and so I guess at some point,
Christ.
did you decide now was the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what happened?
I loaded the gun quickly, chambered the round quickly, shot once, missed, shot a second time, hit, jumped out of the car, went around. He was driving 10-15 miles an hour, so it was rather slow. Ran around the hood.
Kind of fast.
And of course it was slow.
It's actually kind of fast for running.
Tried to pull him out, couldn't get him out until he already had hit the tree. Pulled him out there, dumped him into the, no, before I dumped him into the ditch, I heard him gurgling. I'm not sure if that was a physiological or physical process after death, but I thought that he might have still lived through that somehow, because he was gurgling, so I shot him again and then shoved him down in the ditch.
He makes a half-hearted attempt to conceal the body with a handful of leaves and a stick. He then walks in the direction of the highway.
Did you get back on the highway?
Yes, sir.
And which way did you go?
North, sir.
And what were your intentions? You were walking north.
Canada, sir.
You was going to Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He states that his plan was to escape into Canada, but he had nothing to escape with, not even a passport.
I tried hitchhiking most of the way because the only way this was going to work, factoring in my belief that y'all found the crime scene, is if someone were to give me a ride there and then. And then whenever your patrol car was pulling up behind me, I didn't know it was a patrol car. I stuck my thumb out and you was there for the rest.
Jeremy, I want to ask you just point blank, because, I mean, you sat here and confessed to
Pretty much everything.
in my mind, and I think you might agree with me, just cold-bloodedly killed a young man tonight.
Yes, sir.
Or last night. Have you ever killed anybody else?
No, sir.
You will now see the detective attempt to establish a motive for the crime.
Yeah, what's up, T?
I'm understanding
What's good, bro? How are you?
what you got out of it. Can you help me?
I don't really get anything out of it.
Do you feel any remorse?
I'm sad that I got caught
God.
so quickly.
Yo, what?
Tell me why I should believe you that there just was going to be one person that was going to suffer from your consequences of killing.
You have no reason to believe me, sir.
I guess I'm just still having a real hard time understanding why.
The detective fails to establish a solid motive for a further 2 minutes. The discussion eventually lands on the victim's long-term girlfriend.
Yo, this guy's insane. That's a bunch 2 days off and back to work for Friday. Let's go. So you were off yesterday and today. Wait, today's Friday for you, no? Doing fun stuff for my boys' school holidays. Ooh, what are you doing? Yo, this guy is insane. What the heck?
You don't think she's going to be upset, heartbroken?
I think she will be, sir.
How does that make you feel?
No different, sir.
I think you've been honest with me. I think you've told me just straight up, right out of the book, what happened.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, you've done a terrible thing tonight.
Yes, sir.
You killed a young man
Yes, sir.
just for the simple fact of, I guess pretty much just to say for you.
Oh, you're off Wednesday, Thursday, yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
what do you think should happen to you?
Death sentence, sir.
And why do you think you deserve the death sentence?
An eye for an eye, sir.
Do you believe an eye for an eye?
Yes, sir.
Jared Murray was found not guilty by reason of insanity. He was committed to a high-security mental facility where he is to remain indefinitely.
Anything to say for yourself today?
No, ma'am.
Any reason why you might have done this to this young man?
No, ma'am.
No reason.
No, ma'am.
You have nothing to say for yourself.
No, ma'am.
You want to tell the community anything?
No, ma'am.
Did you confess to police?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you proud of what you've done?
No, ma'am.
Do you have remorse for what you've done?
No, ma'am.
He appears completely void of human emotion. No regret, remorse, shame, nor fear. He had both taken a life and destroyed his own, yet seems indifferent to the circumstances. With respect to his interrogation footage, the most...
Yo, what the hell? I did bowling, Cuddly Animal Farm, and Maritime Museum with the Lego exhibition. What's Maritime Museum? A Lego exhibition? That's dope. You got pictures? I need to see some pictures. I got a photo with the, you were with the kangaroo? Yeah, that's dope. This guy is actually insane.
Conspicuous
What
element was
the
the complete
hell?
lack of self-preservation. He didn't once attempt to deflect blame, nor afford himself any type of justification for his actions. He simply spoke in a factual, non-biased manner, impartial to how his words may have been taken or even twisted to be used against him. There was no calculated structure to his behavior whatsoever. So with this notion in mind, let's move on to the primary subject of this video.
Go there, man. Have a seat on the bar chair. All right.
The guy's definitely, yeah.
Put your hands up a little bit.
This guy, on the other hand, is faking it.
Have a seat.
This guy's faking being insane.
Did your feet up? No, do not think about getting up, right, buddy?
This is 19-year-old
Oh, no.
Nicholas Cruz,
This one's
who
not.
3 hours and 55 minutes prior to this moment murdered 17 people at his former high school in Parkland, Florida. Among the dead were 3 teachers and 14 students, the majority of whom were 14 years old. A further 17 students were seriously wounded during the massacre. The gunman dropped his rifle 7 minutes into the rampage and then blended in with the crowd as he ran out of the building. He was at large for 1
Oh,
hour
it's
and 20
that
minutes,
kid.
during which time he stopped off at a Subway and then a McDonald's, where he sat down and casually spoke to one of the victim's brothers. The student was unaware that his older sister had just been shot through the chest by the man sitting across the table. The description of the shooter was transmitted by police over the radio, which led to an officer identifying and arresting him on a street just 2 miles away from the school. He was taken to the nearest hospital and examined by a doctor for roughly 1 hour and 45 minutes. He was medically cleared and then transferred to the local sheriff's office, where he was subjected to interrogation.
No, do not think about getting up, right, buddy?
From the moment the subject entered the room, his eyes have been fixed upon nothing but the floor. He's held on to this downward-facing gaze as if he's either in a state of shock or disconnected from the moment. At the exact moment the door shuts, he lifts up his head to observe his surroundings. His behavior completely shifts once he believes no one is watching. If we look at his demeanor a moment earlier, we can see the contrast. He went from being detached to alert. His behavior changed as the environment changed, which is a recurring theme throughout this interrogation. It shows us that his mind isn't wandering off during these moments of apparent disconnection. He is in fact fully present and very aware of what's going on around him. As he looks up, his eyes immediately lock onto the camera. He now knows he is still being watched, and his following gestures will resemble that of someone with suicidal tendencies. At face value, these externalized suicidal thoughts may seem genuine to some, but when framed with the rest of his behavior throughout this interrogation, they are exposed for what they really are: an act, a calculated attempt to garner sympathy and paint his character in what he believes to be a more positive light.
God, super tripping. He's super tripping.
All right, how you doing, Nick? You all right? Gotta be able to speak so I can hear you. All right, I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm gonna see you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name?
This is a situation where the proof against the suspect is already conclusive. He is without question responsible for the crimes under investigation, making the pursuit of a confession not essential. The police know he did it, but they need to know why he did it, which would already require a complex strategy in order to obtain the correct information. But the suspect's first recorded
You
statements
fake being
upon his
crazy to
arrest
try
have
to
now
get
made the
off on
procedure
temporary
considerably
insanity,
more
but
difficult.
I know, right?
What's going
What's
on
up,
today,
Laughing
bro?
Hawk?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
God.
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What happened?
Shut up. Just be quiet, man.
Demons, man. Voices.
These two words have now forged the
Jeez,
primary
also
stratagem
flawless?
of his own interrogation, which is to cut through deception under the guise of supportive examination. The questions will be designed to lock him into a specific narrative about his
Hawk, how's
alleged
your day going, dude?
psychosis, while simultaneously giving him the impression that his responses are for his own benefit. Anything he says now can be used to refute any amendments he might come up with at a later stage. We all know that after this interrogation, he will have significantly more time to think, study, and even seek guidance from professionals about how the legal system interconnects with mental illness. Yet the majority of this forthcoming knowledge could be useless to him depending on what he says during these moments. The more details he gives away, the less options he will have for his defense later on. But pursuing this objective is complicated, as there are two very common scenarios for when this type of suspect gets interrogated. And just to be entirely clear, by this type of suspect, we mean someone who is 1. Pretending to be insane, and 2. Not fooling anyone. Their most common response is to simply shut down. They regress into total silence or some type of catatonic state, and the interrogation never gets
Just
off the
scattered
ground.
on,
The other
for
common
updates on
response
cases
is
and
the
new
exact
videos.
opposite. They
So-
erupt into hysteria.
I don't know what if you got recommendations for pages, by all means please let me know. Right now I am following or subscribed to let me see. I'm subscribed to what is it, Rainbot? Let's see. Oh, yeah, so I'm subscribed to Rainbot. I think Dave's Lemonade is on. JCS Criminal Psychology, which is the one we're watching right now. Explore with Us. And social crime. I think that's all the true crime stuff. But yeah. So if you have any others that are pretty dope, let me know. Unsolved No More channel by Detective Ken Maines. The channel you're watching is great. Jim Can't Swim is pretty. Jim Can't Swim. Let me see. Jim Can't Swim. Oh wait, that's the one that we're watching. JCS. That's what JCS stands for. Nice. Unsolved No More. Ooh, he's got 105 videos. Let's go. Zodiac Killer. Yo. Okay, but yeah, I sub to the Unsolved No More. Lorden Arts channel. Here's this about the Zodiac Killer. Nice. Lorden Arts. Sweet. Alright, I got that one too. Oh, Ken Maines was okay. Yo, what's up, Secret Person? Nice. Alright.
Or supposed delirium, and everything from that point forward becomes incoherent. The lead detective, John Curcio, must not allow either of these scenarios to transpire, and this makes the first 2 minutes absolutely crucial. He needs to create a positive first impression and resemble the furthest thing from a threat, while at the same time maintain a presence of authority. His temperament will be easygoing and non-confrontational, but also encouraging when extracting a response. His role at this moment is the ally. He needs to be liked, respected, but must not be feared.
The detective, okay. You might enjoy that chapter channel with Mike O. Let me see what that one is. Chapter. Mike O. That chapter. These cases and so. Yes. Alright, sweet. How you been? I've been pretty good, man. Pretty good. This is my second stream on YouTube. Second stream on YouTube. My first one was a couple days ago, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm really liking it. I was on. So if you're new to the channel, whoever's watching, I was a Twitch streamer. Streamed on there for like 2 years, and I don't know. Twitch seems to be going downhill, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try YouTube and maybe get ahead of the game before everybody starts making the switch. So here we are.
Not yet, anyway. Going off the suspect's initial demeanor, the detective will know that he is far more likely to regress into a state of silence at this opening stage. And if he can prevent that from happening within the first 2 minutes, he is over the first obstacle.
Twitch is a huge mess.
All right, how you doing, Nick? I just need to ask you really your name and date of birth just to confirm I got it right, and then I'm gonna see you want a glass of water or something. What's your first name? Come on, Nick. Huh?
2 years ago, were you a streamer or were you just a viewer?
Well, I'm old. You gotta talk so I can hear you. N-I-K. O.
L.
Okay. A-S. And what's your middle name? Come on, man. Speak so I can hear you.
Jacob.
Jacob. J-A-C. What's your date of birth? Okay, you need to relax, because I'm the last detective or policeman you're going to have to talk to. So right off the bat, that should be somewhat comforting to you to know that I'm the last guy you got to talk to. But the thing about it is, look at me. I got to be able to.
Oh yeah, it's gotten so
okay?
bad. It's really
so
gotten
all
so
I want
bad.
to do is get basic information from you, and then we'll get into the, you know, whether you want a glass of water.
Why can't you see your person?
All that stuff. What's your date of birth?
09.
January?
09.
09 September.
The investigation team already know the answers to these basic questions. Their only purpose are to initiate a response, and their non-threatening nature make it more likely for the suspect to engage. They are essentially the opening wedge to get the two-way dialogue flowing. And although the suspect is still partially committed to his catatonic state, as we can clearly see, he is still responsive, making it unlikely for him to regress into complete silence from this point forward. Everything up to this moment has gone to plan. The detective has one foot in the door, and he can now develop the relationship from a more secure position. He goes about this with a standard method of rapport development, the offer of food and water.
All right, let me do this. You want cold water? You don't know if you want cold water?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm going to bring in two, because I want one. It was hot, and then if you decide you want to have it, that's fine. You sure you don't want something to eat? Okay.
The refusal to accept food and water is a familiar response which you may have already seen on this channel. It's a glaring manifestation of shame. This is not to be confused with guilt nor remorse, both of which require the acceptance of responsibility, which in turn directs our focus outwards on the feelings of others. Shame, on the other hand, shifts our focus on the perceptions of others towards ourselves. The subject is afraid of how it will look if he accepts the offer considering the circumstances. He instead wants to appear as if he's so negatively affected by the events that he's unconcerned with meeting his basic needs.
Of course, I have so many different keys.
Okay, so this video is, I thought it was just on one case, but this is like on a bunch of different cases, I guess, where people are pretending to be, oh, it's just this guy. Why did it start off with the, what the heck? Okay, now I get it. Now I get it.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Secret person, no. I mean, I only have, what, almost 300 subs, if I don't have 300 subs. I I don't have 1,000. All you do is just stream. Just start it up. You can even stream from your phone. Pretty sure you can stream from your phone.
Once again, his demeanor abruptly switches when the detective leaves the room. With his head buried in his hands, it's anyone's guess as to what is going through his mind at this moment. But what you are about to see next is extremely revealing.
I heard that YouTube demonetizes true crime and paranormal stuff. Is that true? Do you know? He's got a few channels because YouTube keeps removing. No, you can. I'm pretty sure you can do it from your phone. Let me see. Pretty sure you can just do it from your phone. YouTube demonetizes almost everything, and yes, it's true. That's so dumb. Let me see. YouTube Studio. Oh. Can you go live from your phone? Maybe you can't. I don't know. I'd have to look more into it. The only thing that is safe is stuff like cooking channels, wholesome stuff, kids stuff, animal stuff, makeup stuff. YouTube has also been deleting smaller channels in masses to keep their main money makers going. That's whack. Which is kind of dumb because, like, if they want to become the top streaming platform, they're gonna need to not do stuff like that. Mostly smaller channels that turn on ads. I've watched nearly all of the JCS videos. Have you really, Lenny? Let me find out you're a True Crimes fan. Oh, well now you can. See, look at that. Let me find out, Lenny.
Cruz was a left-handed shooter. The surveillance at the school would confirm this, and if you pay close attention to the movements of his hands in the next moments, although very subtle, you can see that he's reimagining holding his weapon. But what's more telling is how his demeanor abruptly stops and then completely switches right before he looks in the direction of the camera. He goes from holding a rifle and beginning to smirk, to then pretending to cry and reverting back to his suicidal mannerisms. This all occurs in under 4 seconds. It could be assumed that for a brief moment, he was not only recollecting the attack, but gaining gratification from doing so. He then remembered he was on film, giving reason for the sharp adjustment. His true self was reliving the attack and enjoying his work, while his false self was so dejected to the point he was externalizing suicidal thoughts. Complete opposites.
You're an addict? Let's go! I like that. Right now,
his next calculated charade is one of self-harm. He first bites himself without drawing blood, or leaving any marks that were visible in his jail intake photographs.
Yeah, okay, we'll check that one out next.
He then scratches and squeezes at the 2 needle punctures in his arm from where his blood was taken at the hospital. At the very moment the detective re-enters the room, he will act as if he's desperately trying to conceal his self-injurious behavior.
All right.
Setting aside the glaring contradiction that he just murdered and maimed dozens of people while leaving himself without so much as a scratch, it's the frequency of these little charades that makes their deception so transparent. This is a person who is not self-injurious, pretending to be someone that is, but it's such a feeble attempt at feigned self-harm, it would almost be a comical moment if the circumstances weren't as horrific.
So if they're not bleeding anymore, you want them off, we can pull them off. I'll get you a garbage can. You want them off? Just put them on the throw them on the floor in the corner. Alright, this one is mine, because I already opened it. This one's yours in case you change your mind.
The next 4 minutes are the extremely tedious process of getting the subject to engage further through basic questions. The topic of his phone will now be brought up.
What about your phone? Do you have a phone?
I lost it.
When did you lose it?
Today.
Today?
Today.
Okay. What kind of phone is it?
I don't know.
Okay, is it a flip top,
Sheesh. What's
an
up, QK?
iPhone, a Samsung?
Look, QK. Wanna play?
It's a phone. What's the number?
I can't remember.
Okay.
He will now begin to feign a state of hysteria, which then morphs into a simulated panic attack
Yo,
and fake
that's
hyperventilation.
dope.
The detective will need to refute the act immediately as to not let the
How long
subject
ago did
gain
this
confidence with it, but he also has to maintain rapport and avoid confrontation. He essentially has to tell the subject to knock it off, but in the most passive manner possible.
I can't remember, dude. I can't.
Okay, Nick, calm down.
Okay.
You've already been medically cleared. I know what's going to be talked about is difficult, but again, you don't remember your phone number. How long you had the phone?
It's a fake panic attack, though.
How long have you had the phone?
I like
Nick, the
this.
doctor's
I
already
like the
looked at you.
detective. I like this detective.
Okay, you're fine. You're not having any problems at the moment, and you're perfectly fine. So calm your breathing
Oh,
down.
the YouTube gaming, it's good.
All right.
I like it.
And
I
I
like
want to
it.
believe certain
Second
things
stream?
that you're going to
Second
tell
stream
me.
on it?
But you know, if we're getting where you're going to hyperventilate over a phone number, okay.
It's been good.
All right.
All right.
You coming to
So
the dark
what's your
side?
phone number?
QK? You leaving Twitch?
Huh?
554.
Okay, 954.
The manic episode is somewhat curbed, but the subject is still clearly committed to it.
954-821.
2007.
2007.
Oh. 1007.
1007. And again, going back to what kind it is. Do you know if it's an iPhone, a Samsung?
I don't know.
How long have you had? Every kid knows what the phone is, man. I got kids your age.
Ever since my mother died.
I know, I heard about that. That's what I was going to talk about next.
This is a turning point. Cruz's adoptive mother had indeed passed away the year prior from pneumonia. The topic is sympathetic towards himself, and it seems to have stopped the feigned hysteria in its tracks.
You've been nervous
Compared
when
to
you
his
got back?
neurotic behavior
We'll
in
come
the
back.
minutes leading up to this moment, he all of a sudden appears calm. He is clearly receptive, and thus responsive, to the cue of compassion
was
when
your
it's
name?
directed at himself.
Bitch
The detective
kitty?
recognizes this, and although he said he would
What was
talk
it?
about the subject's mother next, he instead focuses on it immediately to keep him engaged.
All right. So, but you had, since your mom died, how long has your mom passed?
Maybe once or twice a month.
I can't remember, I think.
Okay. This year,
November.
last year?
November.
November? Okay. Okay, when you were...
QK, when are we going to make our first video with the horror video? Queen Kitty bitch, that's the one. So Queen Kitty and I are planning on staying in some of San Antonio's most haunted hotels and recording the nights in there. So if you guys want to see the content, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too. That helps me out. I don't know, for some reason when I hopped on I got spam dislikes on the video when I like barely clicked the live button. I don't know who was trolling or what, but yeah. You get paid? Let's go. 15th. Right? 15th. I don't know why it keeps blocking your comments. It's like all the stuff like that. Pirate, is that you? Is that Pirate? I got a mod Pirate. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream it, but I'm definitely gonna like record everything. I'm gonna try to stream it. I know we want to like stream some of it, but yeah. Don't worry about the dislikes. Probably bots, and every vote is good, even if it's a down vote. Means you're getting views. True. This is true. So guys, on that note, hit a button down below, whether it's a like or a dislike. I don't care. Got a cut behind me. Yeah, that's me. True, it does. It's a what do they call it? A engagement. It goes towards the engagement. Yeah, I'm super new to YouTube. Super new to YouTube, so I'm still learning. I'm still trying to learn everything. Click a thumb, any thumb. Alright, let's get back to this.
When your mom passed, were you living with her?
Yes.
Okay. What city was that?
Parkland.
Parkland?
The subject drops the act and becomes more engaged in the conversation. The detective inquires further about his mother for roughly 3 minutes before shifting the discussion. It focuses mainly on the subject's background, and he first declares that he was depressed for the majority of his childhood. He then reveals his history of drug use, which consists of marijuana and Xanax. After that, he claims to have attempted suicide by alcohol poisoning 2 years ago, but in his own words, was able to sleep it off. He then states that he was employed at the Dollar Tree for the last 2 years working as a cashier.
So you've been able to hold down a job for 2 years. That's pretty good, right?
Yes.
Other than Dollar Tree, where else did you ever work?
Lawn mowing.
What?
Lawn mowing.
Lawn mowing? Oh, okay. All right. When you tried to kill yourself with alcohol, your mom was still alive. What were you depressed about back then?
Loneliness.
Loneliness?
Loneliness.
Friends? No friends? Or what kind of loneliness? I mean, everybody gets lonely.
Solitude.
Solitude? You don't have a lot of friends?
No.
Okay. Today, when I say today, starting from last night when you went to bed to this morning, did you do any kind of drugs at all? Any Xanax, any marijuana, anything like that? No? Okay.
The subject reveals that he has a biological brother whom he was adopted with. He then claims to have been making $1,200 a month at the Dollar Tree. The discussion now lands on what his aspirations were.
When you weren't depressed, what did you want to be when you got out of school?
Lazy Masquerade vids, you want? What's that?
Did you ever apply, fill out any paperwork to try to go to the Army?
I took the ASVAB, failed.
Oh my god, if you joined the Army, I'm so glad he failed.
Because I was stupid.
You're what?
I'm stupid.
You're stupid? Okay. Were you going to take it again?
What?
I was afraid to take it.
Okay. But you had aspirations to do something with your life.
Nice.
You want to be
one. Let's go. 1.2 million.
You want to be an Army Ranger.
The discussion moves on to the subject's gun collection, which continues for roughly 4.5 minutes.
These are horror,
the attack on the school is yet to be mentioned, but the last gun to now be discussed was his choice of weapon to commit the massacre.
What made you choose out of all the guns to want to buy an AR-15?
Cool looking.
Cool looking?
So yeah, Hawk. I'm just gonna call you Hawk.
Now, when you bought it, I mean, it was a legitimate purchase.
I'm a huge horror fan.
And everything, right? So you bought it legally, right?
Huge horror fan.
Did you fill out those forms?
So we're gonna be doing that. There's gonna be a lot of that.
Okay, remember those forms? Okay.
The detective now shifts the topic onto his former high school, the same place he carried out the attack.
True crimes,
now, 3 years ago, when you went to
these
Douglas,
scary stuff we do, or watching scary
and obviously
stuff,
you stopped going
playing
there. Why'd
horror
you stop
games,
going
like that's. I think I'm gonna start Resident Evil Village here pretty soon.
The depression worsened.
Yo, the emotes are fire.
What was going on? Did you just stop school on your own, or did some incident happen where?
Yes, some incident.
Well, what was the incident that happened?
Fought a kid.
You fought a kid? You remember the kid's name? Ian. And did you guys both get in trouble for the fight, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what did they do? Suspend you?
They suspended me.
Okay. And what happened from there? After you got suspended, did you go back to school?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened? Why'd you stop going there then?
When done properly? What's properly?
Felt embarrassed.
You gotta
Felt
show me the
embarrassed 'cause you
ropes.
got
It seems
suspended,
like you're
or you felt embarrassed
a
'cause
pro
of
with
what?
this YouTube stuff.
Fight.
Okay. Well,
Lazy,
what
look
was
'em up. I already
embarrassing
looked it
about
up,
the
look.
fight? What were you guys fighting over?
Girl.
Girl.
I already have
Well,
it up.
what was
I subbed
embarrassing
already.
about it? I mean, did he get the better of you? Was that what was embarrassing, or you
Yes.
just he got the better of you? Okay.
He has just provided the state with a solid argument for a motive. Establishing a
Read the
reason
wiki
for an
page
offense is
and pretend
critical
they
when
did
dealing with
research.
claims of insanity. It can not only indicate premeditation, but also calculated malice in connection to the crime, something considered absent in the mind of the criminally insane. He also asserts that he was lonely and depressed while attending the school, all of which can reinforce the argument that he was exacting
Why is this-
revenge upon the community in which he felt ostracized.
All right, so you go back to school. What ends up happening? You just stop going to school out there, or you got into more problems? Where they
Got into more problems.
what was
Failed
the more problems?
Failing class.
Okay,
Not going to school.
okay. And this was all while your mom was still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Did there come a point in time where you just stopped going there, or they expelled you?
Or I just stopped going and then transferred me.
They transferred you? When they transferred you, was that upsetting to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
As we know, the suspect has made the claim about hearing a voice which he labeled the demon. The detective will now attempt to get a detailed narrative of these perceptual disturbances. He will do so by asking a series of open-ended questions, and then continuous follow-up questions thereafter.
You listened
This
to
will
it?
lock him into specific claims about what he was hearing. The more information he gives away, the
A lot of
less he
channels
will
of
be
people
able to
streaming
amend later on.
themselves
And the more
reading
questions that are
and-
posed, the more likely he is to make contradictions that can be used against
Instead of
him.
interacting
The
with their
suspect
stream
believes
chat.
this
Yeah,
is
see,
some
I don't-
type of
I don't
clinical
understand, like,
evaluation for the sake of his
the
own
point of that.
well-being, and this misconception will become glaringly apparent later on. He, at this moment, is oblivious
I'm
to
here
the
so-
fact he
more
is
so
giving
for the
information
chat
away
than
that will be
anything
used to
else.
cut through his own defense in years to come.
Here you go to the hospital, the doctors clear you, and you're talking about.
See, I like.
demons. What?
See, I like this because I'm learning from you. Like, I just learned all those different channels and stuff, like, from you. So I mean, I wouldn't know that without reading the chat. So I mean, you know what? Most interactive streamer. Who, me? Me, QK? No.
What
No,
are the
you.
demons?
No, you.
Voices.
Well, tell me about it. What are the voices about?
It's another voice, the evil side.
Okay. And how long has that voice been going on?
Years.
Did you ever tell anybody about the voice? Never? And what does the voice say to you?
Burn, kill, destroy,
Okay, burn, kill, destroy what?
anything.
Okay. But have you ever burned, killed, or destroyed anything? What have you burned, killed, or destroyed?
Burned, just fire, set fire.
To
Most
what?
people on live streams are
Fire.
here because they want to.
Oh, a fire pit. Okay, well.
Exactly.
I mean, the voice told you to
I mean,
burn
myself
something, you
included.
built a
Shit.
fire in a fire pit. What's destructive about that? That's what fire pits are made for. What else did the voice tell you to do that's...
Kill animals.
Okay, have you ever killed animals?
Yes.
What kind of animals?
Birds.
Birds? Wild birds or people's
Birds.
pets? How do
Not
you kill
wild
them?
Birds.
How do you kill them?
Wait for them, kill them.
Oh, can't catch them, so how are you waiting for them?
Out in the grass. Wait for a bird to come up.
There's no way, man. I'm a bird lover. There's no way. You can't catch a bird, Holmes.
No, I mean like
With a pellet gun? Oh, okay. Where's your pellet gun?
it broke.
Okay. All right. So the voices tell you to
Asking where is
hurt
so
animals and
QK.
start fires and.
QK, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do is get a. I ordered one of those spin board thingamajigs, and since I am not monetized on here anymore. I mean, not anymore, but since I was monetized on Twitch, but I'm not monetized on YouTube, and I'm still trying to make an income. I'm gonna set it up to where it's like every $5 dono. You don't know the board that you spin and it has like a little arrow and it. Well, it's gonna do what do you call it? I'm gonna have the banana costume, the pickle costume. It'll be the crayons on the face, the names, our names on the face. I know I'm adding push-ups on there again. Basically everything that my channel rewards were, I'm gonna add it onto the board. And that's supposed to be here, I think, next week. So yeah, since I still have to, you know, try to make an income, and I'm not monetized on YouTube, I guess, you know, we'll see if it works.
In the fire pit. When was the last time you heard the voice?
Yesterday.
No,
What
I'm not
time
in
was
it
it
for the money,
yesterday?
but you know, the money helps a lot because I do have bills.
And where were
I
you at?
have bills that my
You're at work?
that
So you're at Dollar
streaming
Tree.
helps with.
And what's the voice telling you?
Hurt people.
To hurt people. Hurt people at Dollar Tree? Or hurt people?
Hurt people in general.
Okay. Doesn't say
But yeah, Hawk, actually, I'll show you. You know, you are new. You are new. So we got Pickle Steel. Pickle Steel, right? Boom. And then we got Banana Steel. We got Banana Steel. Yo, Steel, I'm going to go because I have things to do, so bye, stay blessed, secret person. Thank you always for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Have a great stream, a great night. And I read Hawk's Halloween stream. And then I'm also going to get a Teletubby costume. I found a Teletubby costume at Spirit QK. And I think it's Poe, the red one, right? Red one's Poe. And yeah. Yo, secret person, have a good night, dude. So yeah, that should be a good time. I think I might do that for the Halloween stream. Let me do your makeup. Teletubbies don't wear makeup? What do you mean? I told you when I get the new house, we're gonna do the e-girl stream. We're doing the e-girl stream. The e-girls / hot tub stream. I don't know if I'm gonna do that on YouTube though. I don't know if that's safe. I might hop onto Twitch for one stream. Is that safe on YouTube? I don't even know. Are there people that do hot tub streams on YouTube? That's crazy. But yeah, no. Yeah, makeup and all. We're doing it e-girl stream.
Specifically who? Alright. Can you tell how old the voice is?
My age.
Okay. Do you have a good voice too, or just a bad voice? Is there a voice inside
E-girl hot
you
tub
that
streams
says
might get you flagged, so
you're
yeah, I
good
might
thing?
do that. I might pull up on
The
Twitch for
detective
that.
will now start getting confrontational, and the subject's behavior will shift once more in response.
Oh yeah, I'll let you do it.
You will see him get defensive as he attempts to protect his narrative, and his responses will become much faster. He will even cut the detective off multiple times. Keep in mind that he was barely saying anything at the start of this interrogation.
No?
So it's bad.
I'll make it pretty easy.
Yeah, but you held down the job for 2 years. If you were doing things bad, you wouldn't be able to hold the job down for 2 years, right? Okay. I mean, look. Everybody has,
It's me and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good and bad side. There's people.
No, it's a voice. The voice is in here, and it's me, just regular me, just trying to be a good person.
Okay.
Set aside his contradicting behavior for a moment and focus solely on
Better do
his
your makeup?
storyline.
Yeah, I will.
In his ideal scenario, we are to believe that he was battling these supposed voices and, in his own words, trying to be a good person. Yet he was unable to reveal or seek help for this
Okay.
internal struggle until the very moment of his arrest. It was quite
Hungry?
literally the second he was confronted with his comeuppance that his supposed demons came to light. Now that he is in custody, with the atrocities already committed, he is somehow able to maintain control over the force that was previously keeping him silent. But a deleted video that would later be extracted from his phone would tell a very different story.
Hello, my name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I did get done.
Dang.
Location is Stone Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's going to be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am.
There are no signs of perceptual disturbances. There is no anguish, doubt, hesitation, or uncertainty when announcing his intentions. By his own narrative, he claims to have continuously fought against the evil intentions of the voice. Yet from a visual standpoint, there is no conflict in this video whatsoever.
It's me and then my bad side.
I understand. Everybody's got a quote good and bad side. There's people.
No, it's a voice. The voice is in
TikTok
here,
girl makeup?
and that's
Oh my God.
me, just trying to be a good person.
What is that going to consist of?
But obviously, again, when you say it's a voice, it's you. It's all you.
What do you
The
mean?
voice is you as well.
Yeah.
The voice didn't force you to do anything, right?
No, the voice did. It's two voices.
Uh-huh.
There's one half that's the good and then the bad.
Yeah.
His rapidly interchanging behavior has now gone from catatonic to manic to hallucinatory to now highly attentive and cautious.
Okay, well, the voice tells me to go to lunch and not pay for my meal.
Thanks for coming by,
But I
TK.
pay
Have a
for
good
my
night.
meal because I know that's the right thing
Everybody
to do,
had
right?
a...
Okay, let's talk about it. Did the voice...
Everybody's
the voice
hard with a
didn't
gun in
tell
their
you to
hand?
take Uber,
Yeah,
right?
facts.
Yes,
Big facts.
It did?
Yes.
The voice said take Uber. Did
The
the
voice,
voice...
the voice is in me.
You're the voice.
No,
There's...
in here.
Okay, it's in your head.
Yes.
So
What, is
who
it a
was
male
watching
voice or a
this
female
kid?
voice?
Now.
Male?
The subject was beginning
Since
to
his mom
panic,
died.
but the detective dials it in for the time being and switches the discussion back to more trivial matters.
Like, did he have a
It seems that he
adopted
wants to
dad
consult
too,
with
or
the
was it just
investigators
mom?
outside before maximizing the pressure, and he reestablishes a certain level of trust before leaving the room.
Let me go. I'm going to go back and see what everybody's doing as far as what they need me to do.
You're not a psychologist or anything? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm a 59-year-old man who's raised 3 children, so I guess that makes me somewhat of a psychologist.
You can give me a psychologist here?
I can certainly ask.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a psychologist before?
No.
Okay.
He thought dude was just drinking, pretending to be died. No. He's like, oh wait, that guy's a detective? This whole time I've been
The
faking it to a
subject scratches
detective?
his arm for another 2 minutes. He then switches to a hallucinatory state and appears to be seeing things in the room.
All right. Got some stuff here.
The detective will once more dismiss the act by pretending to not see it. He will then pose a question to the subject, and the charade will cease
Yeah,
immediately.
this detective's
You with the water. Well, you put it back over here. You definitely don't want the water, huh?
good ass. Good ass detective.
It's very interesting to observe his facial expressions at the exact moments he abandons fake behavior. These are the very brief junctures in which his true
Oh, yeah,
self
definitely.
appears to surface. It's easy to get distracted by the present situation as he sits there in a hospital gown chained to the floor, essentially helpless to the cunning devices being used against him. But in moments like this, we are reminded of what we're actually dealing with. A very short time ago, he was not helpless at all. He was the one preying on the helpless, offering them none of the sympathy nor mercy of which he is now trying to garner for himself.
All right, this school or this psychologist you want to talk to. Obviously, I would have to tell him what you want to talk to him about. So, what exactly do you want me to ask him, or why do you want to talk to a psychologist?
Like, what do you think's nutty people are watching?
Well, what do you think's wrong with you?
I don't know.
The detective in this next segment will attain further information about the supposed voices, only he will no longer have to tread carefully in order to maintain a friendly connection. He will still secure useful...
This man's getting...
Be somewhat comforting to you to know that I'm the last guy you got to talk to.
No.
Failing class.
Okay.
Not going to school.
In the mind of the criminally insane. He also asserts that he was lonely and depressed with claims of insanity.
School?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened? Why'd you stop going there then?
Where was I at? Oh wait, I'm way ahead of this.
Inside.
Okay, so it's not like you don't hear a voice from that corner talking to
but also get confrontational as and when he pleases. The risk of frightening the suspect to the point where it stops the interrogation is no longer a concern.
When you hear the voices, are the voices like outside your head or inside your head when you hear them?
Perhaps thought a psychotherapist would be asking him about his...
Question. You already?
No.
Like guns, man.
How was I at?
For you to...
Because of the voice.
There's not
the
two...
person who...
Like, you know...
But also get confrontational as and when he
I don't
pleases.
remember where I was
the
at.
risk of frightening the suspect to the point where it stops the interrogation is no longer a concern.
When you hear the voices, are the voices like outside your head or inside your head when you...
But yeah, no, this guy, I think he's mixing up watching like crackheads and like actually insane people. Because this man's acting like a crackhead. He's scratching, he's looking around.
You hear them.
Inside.
Okay, so it's not like you don't hear a voice from that corner talking to you.
He's a racist as
It's
well.
inside
They
your
have
head.
so much shit on it. God.
And is it always the same voice, or is it only one voice?
One voice, same.
And you said it's a man's voice? That's, yeah.
Yes.
Does it sound like anybody you've ever met? Anybody you ever seen on TV? Can you tell, like, by an accent? Is it what kind of, is it an old man, young man, white man,
Young
black?
man.
Young man? About the same age as you think? But it's only one voice you ever hear, right?
Yes.
Do you hear the voice when you're in bed at night sleeping?
Yes.
Do you ever see anything with the voice? Like yeah, like, you know, some people say, oh, I see a person sitting in the corner. You don't see anybody sitting over there, do you? It's just me and you, right? All right. Do you always obey what the voice tells you to do?
I try not to.
Okay. Well, how many, on any given week, how many times do you think you hear the voice? All the time?
Once every day.
Once every day? Morning, afternoon, night? Always the same time?
Usually in the afternoon.
About what time?
11 to 12.
Why do you think it's those hours?
I don't know.
It's always around lunchtime? Now you talked about
Yes,
demons.
this kid's
and you talked about the voice.
definitely going down.
The voice is the demon. So there's not
the
two.
person, whoever it is.
Does it have a name?
Definitely going
No name.
Does it ever say, "Hey, my name's Nick"? Does it use your name or use somebody else's name? Just a voice with no name.
Just a voice with no name telling me what to do.
Did the voice tell you to buy that AR-15?
Yes.
Did it tell you, "Hey, buy that gun, it looks cool"? Did the AR-15 get picked out because it was similar to the gun that an Army Ranger would carry?
No, it's
How old is
because of
he?
the voice.
What do you think
He said he was 19.
Didn't buy it? If you say,
So he didn't actually, he wasn't
"I'm buying it,
attending the
it's too
school,
expensive,"
right?
What do you think the voice would have done to you? Did you stop talking to you?
No, tell me to hurt myself.
How would you hurt yourself?
Cut.
Aiden.
You're a cutter?
I'm a cutter.
Tristan Bailey,
When
117
was
times
the
for
last
no
time you cut
reason.
yourself?
Pretends to be crazy too
Earlier.
in one prison
Earlier
video.
when?
Yo,
I was fishing.
Earlier today or early?
Earlier today.
Where were you fishing at today?
Aiden
At a
Fucci.
lake.
Aiden Fucci.
Before the
I think-
before the school shooting?
Yes.
What'd you cut yourself with?
Knife.
Those little scratches on your arms? Let me look at them. Come on, man. I get worse scratches weeding my flower bed than that. You weren't trying to hurt yourself.
Yes, I was. It wasn't sharp enough.
Wasn't sharp enough?
No.
How many knives do you own?
4, 5
How long you been cutting yourself?
years.
Yeah. You ever cut yourself where you had to go to the hospital and get stitches? When you cut yourself, it's because the voice just told you to cut yourself. And if you didn't talk or you didn't listen to the voice, then you were going to be alone because your voice was your only friend. That's kind of what you're saying.
Both victim as well as just trying to get.
You know you have a
mental
biological
sanity,
brother.
Using autistic stimulants. Acting like
Since me and you have been talking, have you heard the voices? What's it say?
Which is a new TikTok trend. Pretending to have fake illness is a
For you to
huge
cut
trend
yourself?
right now. Jeez.
Does the voice like
You
me?
know, I have noticed that.
Does the voice like me?
He doesn't trust you.
Why doesn't he
I
trust me?
have noticed that.
I'm pretty relaxed, ain't I?
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Well, what doesn't he like about me? I mean, I'm kind of grinning because I
It's
want to
sad.
know
It's
what
actually
the
sad.
voice's problem is with me. What doesn't he like about me? I treated you fairly. I've given you water. I talked nice to you. You know,
You're too nice.
I'm too nice. Yeah.
If you'd like to follow the
many
socials
times does the
too,
voice talk
that's
to you while
my
we've been in the room
link to my
together?
link tree.
A lot.
Whenever
Does the voice
Stream
say jump
Elements
out of the
decides
chair
to wake
and
up,
do
and
anything
post
bad
it?
to that policeman?
Maybe. There we
Yeah,
go.
kill yourself.
Wait, nope.
I don't really believe
What
there
the
is a
heck?
voice, to be honest
Stream
with you.
Elements is asleep.
No,
Cool.
I don't think there is.
I'm telling you the truth. It was.
So
No.
fucked up, yeah.
I mean, I feel you probably want to kill yourself because of what happened, but
No, the voice is telling me
Yeah,
to kill
it's
myself.
weird.
Okay, but-
Honestly, it's weird.
the voice is telling you that the AR-15s is. You like guns, man. You wanted to be a ranger. You like guns. It's all right. There's cops like that. There's cops who got 50 million guns. You didn't buy guns because the voice said, "Hey, today I like Mossbergs. Tomorrow I
There we
like AR-15s."
There we go. I'll just
You like guns.
put it in there myself. I don't know why Stream Elements didn't post
I
it.
get it. I've already got the questions from some of the psychologists. Some of the questions I asked you were
Is
from.
it?
Yeah,
I see.
that's the ones I asked you. You already.
No.
The questions were obviously from the investigation team and not a psychologist, but the suspect doesn't know this, and it's fascinating to observe his reaction when he sees the questions are not sympathetic in nature. He perhaps thought a psychotherapist would be asking him about his feelings and affording him some type of reassurance after he committed mass murder, and he becomes very unsettled once he realizes the procedure won't be quite as sympathetic.
Voices, are the inside or outside of your head? What do the voices say? These are all questions I asked you. How many voices? You said one. Whose voice do you think it was? You didn't know.
What the is wrong with me?
I don't know. I don't understand why you can't admit you like guns. You want to talk to a psychologist. Why didn't you talk to a psychologist when the voices started?
The voice is telling me not to, and I listen.
The voice was telling you not to talk to a psychologist?
Yeah, but myself, I wanted to.
You ever go to church?
Shit, hey, no worries. I have to go for now, but I'll be sure to share your channel.
No, I'm
and look
saying
out
ever in your life.
for more from you. Hey, I appreciate you,
believe
Hawk.
in
Thanks for
God?
stopping by, man. It's nice meeting you.
Believe in God.
I stream
What do you
every
believe?
Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So
But if you believe in demons, if
8
you believe
p.m.
in
Central
angels,
Time. 8 p.m. Central Time.
angels is the good, demons are the bad. But when you say the word demon, you think it's an evil spirit? Or what do you think it is?
A voice.
The subject had earphones in during the mass shooting. The topic now lands on the music he was listening to.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we don't like the same music. What kind of music we listen to? Name the group.
Mark. What was it? Mark Green.
You have to help me. Mark what?
Mark something.
What was the song though?
Sad.
That's the name of the song. Sad.
No. Salad Days.
Salad Days.
What the heck?
What else?
Oh, you listen to more than one song? What other song you listen to?
Just a lot of sad songs.
All right. Did you pick the music yourself, or did the demon pick the music?
Demon, and then myself partially.
All right, which ones did you pick?
The sad ones.
Which ones did he pick?
The evil ones.
The evil ones. What's an what? Give me an evil one compared to a sad one. You already gave me a sad one. What's an evil one?
Panzermensch.
What?
Panzermensch.
Panzermensch. And what does that say?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no lyrics to it?
Oh, no. Oh, well, there is lyrics, but I don't know what it means.
But is it in English?
No.
What language is it in?
German.
German? Do you speak German?
No.
Then how do you know what the lyrics mean?
I don't.
So they could be happy, right?
I don't know if they're happy or not.
Well, again, you don't because you can't speak it.
The demon chose it. I didn't choose.
But you have them on your. How long do you think you had them on your playlist?
A long time.
Okay, so you listened to them a lot of times. So you had a playlist.
God, this is a frustrating interrogation.
The demon helped you pick out, but you picked out some of them.
This is frustrating.
I'm just having a tough time understanding this demon thing.
I know. Nobody understands.
Well, the Xanax you were talking to me about earlier.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the Xanax? On the street or?
On the streets.
So you used to buy that? Other than Xanax and marijuana, what other drugs you never tried? Flakka? PCP? Cocaine? Heroin?
No.
Okay, Xanax, how many of those did you take when you used to take them?
5.
Okay, 5. What size bar? How big? I mean, what color was it?
Half, sometimes full.
Okay, what color? They all
White.
White. All right, but that was off the street. Did they help you sleep?
It made me drowsy.
Okay. Did it make the demon go away?
Yeah.
When was the last time you think you did Xanax?
A long time.
So if the Xanax helps you get the demons away,
Marijuana does it better.
marijuana does better. When was the last time you smoked marijuana?
Last week.
Last week? If you're making $1,200 a week, why didn't you smoke marijuana every day to get rid of the demon?
Illegal.
It's illegal?
Yeah.
It's illegal. It was illegal whether you do it once a week or once every 5 minutes. So why didn't you choose to get rid of the demon by doing it? Anytime you heard the demon, just light up a blunt. I mean, you had the money, man.
Because I knew it was illegal and I didn't want to do wrong, but he wanted to do wrong.
Okay. So the demon wanted you to do wrong, but then your good side didn't want to do wrong by smoking marijuana?
God, this kid is frustrating.
Even though it made him go away. Huh. Well, I don't know why you didn't tell the doctor then you had anxiety problems and marijuana and Xanax cured your anxiety and made the demons go away. It seemed like an easy fix, man. If that's true.
This kid is.
You sure you didn't
so
like the demon voice?
I don't like the demon voice.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Then why didn't you go to a doctor to get rid of it?
I was afraid. I'm just afraid to be.
Why, well, forget that for a second. Let me ask you another crazy question.
Okay.
If was the demon there that night? Ian beat you up on campus?
Huh?
Was the demon there that day when Ian beat you up on campus?
Yes. He told me to go up to him.
Okay, so who did Ian beat up? You or the demon?
Me.
Okay, so why didn't the demon do something to stop it?
I didn't do it.
Huh?
Why didn't it?
I don't know. That's a good question because the demons tell you to do all these bad things. Why couldn't the demon get you mad enough to get the best of Ian? I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know either. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Why?
I don't know. The demon's this
I don't know why.
all-powerful thing that tells you to do bad things and you're afraid of it. Why didn't the demon just take over right then when Ian was getting the best of you and get the best of Ian? Well, why did the demon not do that? Why do you think?
Because it never happened.
I'll figure it out.
I don't know. I
The
can't
demon
figure it out
ain't
either.
real.
'Cause I don't think the demon exists.
I think.
I don't think it exists.
No, like.
I think that them. Go ahead, bud.
Am I able to like think to myself about it?
Yeah, sure.
That's all I'm asking.
Hey, you can think all you want. I'm just.
No, I'm just thinking about the demon.
Well,
What?
you want me? I'll leave you to think for a while, and I'll come back and talk to you. I personally, I think you're using the demon as an excuse.
I'm not. I promise.
You could have stopped the demon by getting a prescription for marijuana. You could have stopped the demon by getting a prescription for Xanax. You could have stopped the demon by illegally doing marijuana, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon by doing Xanax illegally, which you were doing anyway. You could have stopped the demon anytime you want. You didn't want to stop the demon.
The subject seems to be coming to the realization that he's not going to be treated as a victim. As he begins to meet this reality, you will notice him exhibit signs of fear. You will then see him attempt to escape the confrontation by feigning a state of psychosis once more. The detective will recognize this, but this time will not afford reassurance. He will instead apply further condemnation, and a visibly frightening realization will engulf the suspect from that point forward. It's essentially the very beginning of retribution. The detective introduces him to the rest of his life at this moment.
No, that's not true.
You didn't. You could have. I've given you 4 ways you could have stopped the demon, man. Okay, now you're just acting like that because.
No.
Okay, well, relax. You're just acting like that because I'm making sense. Calm down. I'm making sense, and you don't like when it makes sense.
No.
Because it doesn't fit into the story you're telling right now.
I'm telling you the story. It's true. It's just,
Well, why are you looking at your arm now?
I'm trying to understand why.
Well, why didn't you want to stop the demon?
I don't know.
Because I think you like the demon.
No, I don't.
Why didn't you stop it?
I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon. I don't like the demon.
Well, that's if the demon even exists.
Can I get an attorney or something?
You want what? An attorney?
Yeah.
Did the demon or the voice just tell you to get an attorney? Okay. All right. Will you tell the voice that don't hit yourself in the head, because the attorney the demon just requested, I will stop talking to you.
I'm scared.
You're scared of what?
Scared of what? Why wouldn't he protect me?
What?
Why wouldn't he protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he protect me?
All right. Well, again, your demon wants an attorney. Does the demon know an attorney? Any name in particular? Okay. All right. Well, just relax. You're done talking to me. And once again, I grabbed the wrong key. Do me a favor, stay seated. Put your hands, kind of sit forward in your chair. I'm going to put handcuffs behind you, since you keep talking about hurting yourself. Hold on. Put your hand behind your back. No, not behind your chair, behind your back. I don't want to make you that uncomfortable.
Oh, why don't you want me to hurt myself?
Because what did the demon say about me? I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, dude. The demon's tired. The demon's tired.
Nicholas Cruz was taken to the Broward County Jail, where he remains in isolation to this day. His trial date is yet to be scheduled.
The 20-year-old has been held without bond since last year's mass shooting that left 17 people dead. His attorney said he would plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence, but prosecutors rejected that offer and are seeking the death penalty.
Good. Good. Jeez. That's another faker. schizophrenic 12-year-old. Stephen, make this one's 30 minutes. I think we'll stick to the shorter one. What was the Aiden Fucci, right? Aiden Fucci. Bless you. You're welcome. Hey. No, sir, turn it down. Turn it down, all the way. Nelly, take him to the room next door. You too. Take him, because he's the one to stay with you. Over here.
Tonight, new documents from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office shedding light on the search for Tristan Bailey and what happened when deputies started asking the suspect, Aiden Fucci, and his parents some very hard questions. Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Jeannie Blaylock alongside Anthony Austin.
And we do want to warn you tonight, some of the details you're about to hear may be disturbing. Jessica Clark is on your side tonight with those details.
Oh, I did see this.
And Jessica, that release also
not this,
includes
but
a
I know
report
what
from the medical examiner's office.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, these are just some of the reports made available today in the large document release from the state attorney's office in the murder case of Tristan Bailey. And what's inside includes an image suggesting violence against women, and it paints a disturbing picture.
I think she was wearing the cheerleader outfit.
More information
right?
revealed about 14-year-old Aiden Fucci and 13-year-old Tristan Bailey in the early hours of May 9th. Court documents indicate Tristan's family realized she was not at home the morning of Mother's Day during breakfast. They searched the entire house for her, and then her mother frantically called 911 to report her missing. While she was still missing, according to investigators' reports, Fucci changed his story with detectives at least once, ultimately saying he left a friend's house with Bailey the night before.
Yeah, he was posting
that the
on
two walked
Snapchat
to her
or
street
something,
in their Durbin
bragging
Crossing
about it.
neighborhood in St. Johns County, and that she tried to grab him, and he says
saying,
he pushed her to the ground, and she hit her head.
Anybody seen
Fucci also
Tristan or something
suggested
like
to
that?
investigators while Bailey was still missing that she may have gone to meet a drug dealer. Investigators later found that drug dealer and determined he had nothing to do with the murder case. Later that day, a jogger in the neighborhood found a young girl's body, bloody in the neighborhood's woods. The medical examiner's report released Wednesday indicates Bailey had been stabbed 114 times and had defensive wounds. That report also revealed the suspected weapon, a knife, was found in a pond only 140 feet from the body. The knife missing its tip. The tip found in Tristan's scalp.
Keep going.
According to investigators' reports, during a search warrant in Fucci's home, investigators found bloody clothes in his closet, as well as what is described as satanic images and violent drawings of women in his bedroom.
Now, many people are named in these documents, and we understand from previous news gathering that there are more than 250 potential witnesses in this case. Live in the newsroom, Jessica Clark, First Coast News on your side.
Jess, thank you. So let's talk more about these new documents. They are also shedding light on the night Aiden Fucci and his parents were inside of an interrogation room after Tristan Bailey's body was discovered. Aiden's parents questioned him with no detectives in the room, but the audio and video devices, they were rolling. According to the report, his mother told him that Bailey was found in their neighborhood. The report says Aiden then asked, "Is she good?" The mother's response, "No, she's dead. It's all on you right now." The report says Aiden asked, "How is it my problem?" They reportedly said because he was the last one seen with her. The report also says the mother asked where Bailey went after they parted, and Fucci stated that she probably kept walking. His father asked, according to the report, "You didn't turn around to see where she went?" And he replied, "No." Now, according to the report, Aiden's parents told him to find his story and stick to it. He was arrested at 3:30 the next morning. His mother, Crystal Smith, would later be arrested, accused of tampering with evidence in this case.
Golly. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Was it lazy? Who was the one that QK said? Lazy Masquerade. Here we go.
Today's video is sponsored by Raycon. There's nothing quite like getting lost in a YouTube rabbit hole. There's a bunch of strange, weird, and downright unsettling videos hidden in the dark corners of this site. You check one out, then another, and before you know it, you've spent a good couple of hours immersing yourself in online horror. For binges like that, a pair of comfortable, quality earbuds are essential. That's why I've been using my pair of Raycons. Raycon is disrupting the electronics industry by making great sound for everyone. Their wireless earbuds start at about half the price of other premium audio brands, and sound just as amazing as any other top audio products on the market. Have you ever found yourself staying up way too late at night, going from one YouTube video to another?
Yes,
telling yourself
I
that
have.
beautiful lie of, "Ooh, just one more, then I'll go to bed."
Every night.
Yeah, we've all been there, some of us more times than others. But there are some videos on the site which make it a little difficult to go to sleep. Nestled in amongst all those commentary channels, Let's Plays and Gordon Ramsay compilations are some truly strange and, frankly, dark uploads. Some of them are sinister by design, some of them by circumstance, but if you click around on the site long enough, you're bound to stumble into a few. Today we examine 4 items from that weird side of YouTube, which just might make you want to turn off your devices and go for a long walk outside.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'll actually have to be careful how I talk about this first one, so please excuse any euphemisms. 25-year-old Li Xiehua, better known online as Chris Lee, is, or perhaps was, a Chinese journalist and content creator with almost 70,000 YouTube subscribers. Prior to making his videos, he worked for CCTV, China's biggest state-run news channel. Now, if you know anything about China, it's that freedom of expression isn't high on their to-do list, and those who either criticize the government or otherwise make it look bad are often silenced. When Chris became disillusioned by the amount of censorship going on at CCTV, he of course decided to quit, and instead began filming his own informative videos, this time documenting the truth and giving his own honest opinions. If you head over to Chris's channel, you'll see that he only has 7 videos. The first 4 deal with, let's call it the current global situation, The Big C. They were all uploaded between the 12th and 25th of February 2020, so just when the severity of the situation was dawning on us all. He filmed these videos at the epicenter of this whole thing, Ground Zero, Wuhan. You all know where. Chris had heard through the grapevine that a prominent lawyer named Cheng Qiushi had started vlogging about conditions in the city. While reporting there, Chen had mysteriously disappeared, and to this day hasn't been seen or heard from again. Believing there was some type of cover-up going on, and that Chen had been permanently silenced by the state, Chris travelled into the Red Zone to uncover the truth. With the help of some locals, he was able to find an apartment in the city and got himself a vehicle. From there, he began vlogging.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the Lakers
Chris
hoodie
took his
though?
camera
That
to the
Lakers
streets,
hoodie?
conducting interviews, visiting hospitals, and exposing the failures of his government to the entire world, and showing how they were intentionally concealing what was going on there. But he was saying too much, showing too much, and it wasn't long before the strong hand of the government came knocking. You don't have to be able to read Mandarin to get the meaning behind Chris's first and only YouTube short. This live video, entitled SOS, is only 30 seconds long and shows a clearly terrified Chris as he travels down a motorway. He states that moments prior, a white SUV was driving directly at him down the wrong side of the road. Apparently, it suddenly swerved in front of his vehicle in an attempt to block his path, and the men inside told him to surrender. He instead hit the accelerator, and the SUV was now following him. Friends, I'm on the road right now, being pursued and chased by state authorities who are in an unmarked van. The only thing I can do right now is make this video. I'm in Wuhan. I'm driving very fast, and they're chasing me. Pray for me.
Dang.
Soon after uploading this, Chris made it back to his apartment and immediately began live streaming. The stream lasted for nearly 4 hours. The majority of that time, the screen remained black as Chris sat in the dark, lights off, not making a sound, hoping the men chasing him would think he wasn't home. At various points, you can hear them outside, knocking on his door. After hiding in the dark for over 3 hours, a distressed Chris turns on the lights and addresses his viewers. I predicted this would most likely happen, but I never knew they'd find me so quick. I'm not going to try and escape, because there's no use now. I just think it's funny. Before coming to Wuhan, after I resigned from CCTV, I had a long talk with my producer.
That's
It
crazy.
feels so unreal. Before, when I turned on the camera to talk, it was for others.
That's crazy.
Today, I can finally speak my own thoughts. But these own thoughts will probably become my final speech. At the very end of the stream, as Chris's internet connection gets weaker and more patchy, he begins talking to the men outside his apartment, explaining why it's important for a journalist to report the truth and appealing to their decency. He then opens the door. 2 men enter the apartment, and the video ends abruptly. For 2 months after that, Chris was missing. He didn't make any more videos, and his viewers feared the worst. Then, on April 22nd, 2020, after 2 months of silence, Chris suddenly uploaded a 6-minute video titled, "I'm Chris. Here is something about me since February 26th. February 26th was the day he disappeared. This video seemed completely out of character. The style of the video was totally different from all of his other uploads, as was his neutral tone. And despite being critical of the CCP in the past, now he was singing their praises and denouncing himself. He said that he was fine, and that he had been treated very well. The whole thing seemed oddly scripted, like Chris was being forced by the state to make this video against his will. He just stands in the center of the screen, in some blank, featureless room, robotically delivering his message. Chris even ended the video with a strange quote from the Book of Documents.
愿天佑华夏，愿世界人民团结。这些日子，无数纷乱的思绪满溢于我的脑海，有的转瞬即逝，有的只可缄默，唯独这一句不堪之论，铸印于心，不可磨灭。人心为微， 道心为微，为精为一，允直觉中。
The setting, the delivery, everything about this video makes you wonder who's standing just off screen. Since that final video, Chris hasn't uploaded any new content and hasn't made any posts on his social media accounts either. He's simply vanished from the internet. With China's dodgy human rights track record, many have become concerned for Chris's safety and well-being, myself included. Many suspect he's been placed in a re-education camp. Others fear something even worse might have happened to him. But what Chris did was incredibly important. He exposed the truth about the global situation at a time when true reports out of China were hard to come by. He was brave enough to speak out, and I fear he may have paid dearly for that.
Damn, that's crazy.
こんにちは。バーチャル YouTuber のヌグムです。尼崎に住んでます。バイオ生き地がすすりたいでのお前のすぐ後ろにいるんじゃ。
What?
If you're into creepy visuals, there's this weird Japanese YouTube channel known as Nugumu. The actual name, which looks like this, is pronounced WOW. This eerie doll figure, who introduces himself as the virtual YouTuber Nugumu, features in nearly every upload, and with the channel having amassed nearly 55,000 subscribers at the time of writing, it's safe to say he definitely caught people's attention, even outside of Japan. In each upload, Nugumu says some pretty unsettling things.
What the heck?
How he wants his viewers to send him their eyeballs, how he's standing right behind you, how we're all just meat, things of that nature. All the while, ominous music plays in the background.
追いかけるのは私です。では始めましょう。
Yo, what the hell is this?
The videos that don't feature Nugumu are even more chilling.
Some ring shit.
こんにちは。
Oh my god, this shit gave me chills, yo.
Adding to the eeriness of this whole thing, Nugumu's video titles are all gibberish. He uses obscure and random kanji to make nonsensical sentences. And it's not just Nugumu typing strange things either. If you scroll down into the comments of any of his videos, you're gonna come across some weird things. Even if you only speak English, it's clear there's something off about them. The sections are full of people talking about how cute Nugumu is, how handsome he is, how good his bare chest looks, how they want to have babies with him.
What the hell?
Yeah, his fanbase seems overly dedicated, let's put it like that.
What the hell?
They not only leave these amorous comments, they make fan art of him, follow him on social media, and generally just adore him. It's bizarre. So what's going on here? Because of the nature of his uploads, some people suggested that Nugumu's videos were full of coded messages. Others thought that they were a platform for people to meet and order items from the dark web, a place for customers to leave a comment with a specific, innocent word or phrase to confirm their order. Because of the size of Nugumu's following and the dedication of his fans, many believed there was something deeper going on under the surface. If this was just creepiness for the sake of being creepy, the channel wouldn't have grown so large, right? Well, as it turns out, there is a deeper message to the channel, but it's nowhere near as dark as you might expect. Before the Nugumu channel came into existence, a massive wave of Japanese virtual YouTubers started gaining popularity on the site. Most of them featured avatars of cute characters, and the whole thing became a massive trend, with loads of people making these virtual YouTube videos, and even more watching and subscribing to them. This is where Nugumu fits in. His channel kind of stands in opposition to those videos, A sort of anti-VTuber, if you will. All of his seemingly obsessed fans? Yeah, they're in on the joke, playing along, and leaving the same type of comments that get left on the typical virtual YouTube accounts. In a way, these dark and seemingly alarming videos are actually quite wholesome. You keep doing you, Nugumu.
That's weird, dude.
So this next entry actually comes from a Facebook post. A post about a YouTube ad. One that, supposedly, watches you back.
What?
There's no footage to go along with it, just this screenshot, but the text itself paints a very clear and very unsettling picture. So back in 2019, a Facebook user named Raul Navarrete created a post that got shared around and gained a lot of attention. It revolves around an anuncio inteligente, or smart ad. Now I don't speak Spanish, but two very helpful people in my Discord server do, so big thanks to Isabeau and Lavender for translating this into English. Here's Raul's story. Something super weird just happened. I was watching YouTube on my smart TV, when, all of a sudden, an ad showed up, as is common on YouTube. I was gonna skip, when I noticed this ad was more than 5 hours long. It surprised me, and I called my dad so he could see the length of the video. I took a picture while I waited for my dad to get there. The girl in the ad kept talking, and by the time my dad got there, she directed her eyes at him. Even my dad joked that she was looking at him. My dad and I stood in front of the TV. The girl went quiet, and we felt like she was looking at the both of us. We kept thinking that that was impossible, that she couldn't look at us, since this wasn't a video call. It was an ad on YouTube. It was simply impossible for her to see us. We laughed at how dumb it sounded, and the girl kept speaking. But all of a sudden, she got close to the screen, and we started to feel a little uncomfortable and scared. My dad wanted to test if she was looking at us, so he said "Chunga" a couple of times. Then something incredible happened. The Asian girl said "Chunga" back. In that moment, we got scared, and I looked for the remote to skip the ad. Between my dad and I, we decided we were really tired. It had been a long day, but either way, we couldn't ignore this fact, and we turned off the TV. My doubts are, what the hell happened? Do TVs have cameras? If this is true, then I can see surveillance being possible. And finally, has YouTube been hacked?
Gosh, it gives me chills, dude.
This thing that happened to my dad and I scared us. If something similar has happened to you, I'd like to know your story. This was mine.
What the heck?
So obviously, there isn't any video proof to help legitimize this story, and all we have to go off is Raul's word that this is true. In fairness, I have seen some crazy ads play on YouTube. Some have legit been over 2 hours, and I have seen ones that are really unsettling too. A lot of them aren't even trying to sell you anything, so it's pretty obvious to me that YouTube doesn't have the strictest requirements when it comes to advertising on their platform. That being said, unless there was hacking involved or YouTube was testing some sort of new ad function, I think the girl looking at them was just a pure coincidence. That, or more likely, Raul just made the whole thing up. I'm almost 100% sure it's not possible to even livestream a commercial, let alone make an ad that's an actual video chat. So as interesting and haunting as this story's concept is, I think it's just that. A story. A good one though. Maura Murray was a 21-year-old nursing student at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. On February 9th, 2004, she disappeared from the face of the earth after getting into a car accident on Route 112. The events leading up to her vanishing are both cryptic and suspicious to say the least, and transform this from an ordinary missing persons case to a truly intriguing, albeit bone-chilling, mystery. Just before leaving her university campus that fateful afternoon, Maura emailed her professors, informing them that she was taking a week off school due to a loss in the family. That was a lie. Nobody in Maura's family had passed on. This got people thinking that maybe Maura was running from something. Or someone. Even before that day, Maura had been acting unusually. 3 months before she went missing, Maura had been caught using a stolen credit card to pay for meals at restaurants. 4 days prior to vanishing, a university supervisor noticed that Maura had broken down in tears. When they approached her, they said that Maura was just completely zoned out, no reaction at all, totally unresponsive. 2 days prior, Maura accidentally smashed her father's car into a guardrail after possibly consuming a few drinks. A few hours before the incident, Maura withdrew $280 from an ATM for unknown reasons. Sometime between 4 and 5 p.m. on the day of her disappearance, she set off in her car. She made no calls to tell anyone about her planned destination. It was sometime after 7 p.m. that Maura crashed her vehicle into a snowbank. The authorities arrived at the scene. Her car's windshield was cracked, the airbags were deployed, but there was no sign of Maura Murray.
She was not
anywhere.
in there.
Expensive items, such as diamond jewelry, were found inside the car, along with empty bottles, Maura's AAA card, and a book called Not Without Peril, a guide to climbing in the White Mountains. Since that collision, Maura's whereabouts and well-being remain unknown. She simply disappeared from the face of the earth, never to be seen or heard from again. Some believe personal problems got the better of her, and she went missing on her own accord. Others believe that something more nefarious happened to her, that she was chased down by some obsessive stalker, or that she caught a ride with the wrong guy. For the longest time, there were no developments in the case. Then, exactly 8 years after Maura vanished, this video, titled Happy Anniversary, was uploaded to YouTube.
What the hell? Bro, what? What the hell?
That's the whole video. This old guy just stares into the camera, laughing, gives a knowing wink. The words Happy Anniversary are then plastered over the screen. This Happy Anniversary video was uploaded on the 8th anniversary of Maura Murray's disappearance. It was uploaded by a user named 112 Dirtbag. Maura had vanished en route 112, and her father had famously used the word dirtbags to describe whoever had taken her. This was no coincidence.
What?
This old man wasn't just making an anniversary video for his wife and then suddenly remembered something really funny. This was intentional. It didn't take long before other users started making these connections. Word started spreading that 112 Dirtbag was responsible for whatever happened to Maura Murray, and this video was uploaded to torment her family, laughing at the fact that he'd gotten away with what he had done. This was brought to the attention of the authorities, and an investigation began. Despite taking the video off the site, the guy behind the channel, a man named Alden Olson, also from Massachusetts, was tracked down and questioned. People thought this was going to be a huge break in the case. In actuality, the whole thing was a hoax. He was just some old codger who'd become enthralled by Maura's disappearance and wanted to insert himself into it in some way. It was all just a joke. A big, funny joke. Good one, Alden.
That's so fucked,
To this day,
dude.
we still don't know what happened to Maura. I'm inclined to believe that the loss in her family she was talking about was in reference to herself. She then either started a new life somewhere else, or ended the one she already had. Still, even though this dirtbag wasn't responsible for her disappearance, it's completely possible another dirtbag was. We don't have any answers, so all we can do is speculate, and hope for the best.
That's wild, dude. That's wild. Alright, guys. I am gonna go ahead and end stream here. I gotta take care of some things for tomorrow. But Appreciate you guys hanging out. I know it was a super short stream. Super short. Oh, I can't say short. Why can't I say short? I'll be live again on, I think, Sunday. Should be live on Sunday. Possibly Saturday. I don't know. But if you guys hit the subscribe button, if you're not subscribed, turn that noti button on. Follow me on my socials, and or join the Discord. There you go. That too. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.